Hello everyone, I'm Mad Arachne and I'm joined by Luna Meow on LOL to to cast the finals of I don't actually know what. The Futterwacken tourney, I see it there. Luna, what can you tell me about this?
Okay, so this is the playoffs for the first spots in the tournament that gets the Triumphant Rise skin and, the bragging rights as well. And then we've got the playoffs between the two strongest teams, ReVersal Crits, well-known team, and Enemy Killing Spree as well. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. We had an interesting thing is in the past two games that Enemy Killing Spree has played, they've had the exact same team except for a switch out from the top laner.
Now, does that mean that the top laner played was different every game or just different this game?
Well, the top laner, they only played two games, had a bye the first game. The top laner had a Sarn the first game and a Gnar in the second game.
Oh, you mean the champion, not the player?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Otherwise it was the exact same team. So, are any of them banned then? Because I see ReVersal Crits banned Lulu, Janna, and Orianna. Very strange bans. Seems to be targeting support, but yeah.
They did take out the Lulu mid from the previous team.
Oh, Lulu.
The Enemy Killing Spree, they had a Lulu mid, and they did have a Janna support.
Okay.
I did not see Orianna from them. That might be a comfort pick for the mid laner.
Okay,
next to a Lulu.
So they're definitely trying to not have them on what they had. Okay, we've got a Galio. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, he's not very meta. Do you think this is a troll pick?
No, we also played against ReVersal Crits, and Imperium is well known for the past three games. He played a very strange bot lane support. We had a Shen the first time, then we had your Thresh, which is, a support, and then we had a Kennen against him in the previous match.
Okay, so
that they had.
So it's not the oddest supports, it's just not exactly top meta picks. And I see he's locked in the Thresh there, so it is something he's familiar with. We've got Tristana coming in, looking for a bit of a late game. Was this the AD carry that...
That is the exact same AD carry that they had for the previous matches as well.
And Nami. And Nami, Tristana, I actually play them both. I think it's actually quite a nice lane. You can get good harass off and you've got good disengage. So their bot lane's looking very strong there, even if it is against a Thresh. It's all about dodging the hooks. And if you can do that... I mean, even if Thresh lands a hook, you get a nice bubble. So yeah, but the Nami you say is new, and the Tristana is a comfort pick and taken again.
If you look at... Oh, I'm so sorry I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to say, what is the purple team's name? We've got ReVersal Crit and?
Enemy Killing Spree.
Enemy Killing Spree. Sorry guys, you can see I'm a professional. I've done my research, and I'm getting $1,000 for this per cast. I wish. So no, I haven't done things. I've been busy with real life and sadly a lot of work lately. So please forgive me. But yes. So what do you think Westside and Someday are going to take?
Well, you see Westside picking his Jarvan and Someday getting the Kalista. We had the same thing the previous match where the Jarvan was picked when we banned out the Elise. That was a pick for Westside in the first two matches. And we also banned out Sunday's ADC, and we had a Kalista the previous match as well.
Okay.
So very strong matchup there.
And Zac? Zac Gnar. Ah, there we go. Gnar. You said Gnar is going to make an appearance.
And we had a Zac as well in the Enemy Killing Spree lineup.
So right now,
so far,
Enemy Killing Spree is on 3 of their 4 preferred picks. Is that correct?
And that is correct. So I just
took
a quick sip of water.
So yeah, we are, just if you're not aware, this is a best of 1. So yeah, that is going to be, it's going to be quite interesting to give them their comfort picks for this. We've got a Vel'Koz now. We've got the Thresh, so that Vel'Koz would be a mid laner, or believe it or not, he can go top. He is quite good against things, but with the Malphite, that is going to be a mid lane Vel'Koz if it's locked in. Definitely Malphite's a top laner. Karthus, I don't think Karthus is a great pick in this team comp right now, but we'll have to see what happens. I'll wait to hear if he does pick it when Luna gets back. Are you here? Are you here? Okay.
I am here.
And what does the mid laner take? Suka?
Well, we had the first match we had Suka playing a Victor, the second we had an Azir, and the last game they played they had a Kassadin. I remember from the Victor game, in the first game that they played, it was an incredibly strong Victor, lots of burst, lots of farming capability, lots
and
of
there
poke.
he is coming back in. Okay, we've got Azir coming in. Now that's a skill matchup, if I'm not mistaken, right? Victor versus Azir.
Yeah, we haven't seen that matchup yet, I don't believe.
Yeah, and so it has been locked in, and yeah, if you're not aware, we've got 4 minutes now where we're just going to discuss things. So, anything else you'd like to say about the... Let's talk about Reversal Crit, because you say we haven't seen Azir on the enemy killing spree, but otherwise we've discussed their picks. Tell me about Reversal Crit. What have they picked?
Well, it looks like they the first time I'm seeing a Malphite in the top lane by Zero. Otherwise, like that, I've seen every single one of them play those characters. Enderium, a very good Thresh player. I've seen him land, I want to say 99.9% of his hooks. It was amazing to watch him play. And then we've had Suka, who played an incredible Victor. He had so much farm, so much harass, so much poke, and so much burst.
Okay.
It was really incredible.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm just going to talk about the matchups here. Like, I've talked a little bit about bot lane with Tristana and Nami. It's a great disengage lane, and Tristana does, and Nami can really make, if Nami is really good, can make Thresh have a very hard time in the lane. I'm a pretty decent Nami, if I do say myself, but not a very good Thresh, so I stand corrected on that. Tristana, on the other hand, I have heard, and I haven't really played the matchup too much because AD carries aren't my preferred lane this season. I have heard Tristana is favoured against Kalista, especially since Kalista has been nerfed. It's no longer viable to rush IE because of her reduced attack damage. So it's going to be interesting to see how Sunday ends up playing that.
Well, I think the interesting pickup here is if you look at the Nami towards the Thresh, is the Nami actually has Exhaust and the Thresh has Ignite.
No, that's actually fairly standard. Especially with the Tristana, you want to get basically if Tristana comes out of lane only 15 CS behind, she's drawn the lane. And I think that's even true against Kalista. Kalista is a very mid-game heavy focus champion, I think, especially against enemy killing spree's team comp right now. So if Nami gets locked down and just gets early pressure on her, she can have a very tough time landing. Exhaust is just to stop the burst if Thresh lands a hook on the Tristana and Kalista and him go in.
Just to slow that Kalista down.
Yeah.
Kalista, that is a bit of an attack speed.
Exactly.
Demon.
Now let's move on to jungle. I think Jarvan is, like, if we look at the stage of the game, I think Jarvan is, again, a very mid-game focused one, where Zac is very, very strong in the late game. He just becomes unkillable. But I think in terms of map pressure, depending on how Zac engages, I think I have to give the edge to Jarvan. What do you think?
I do agree. I think Jarvan, Zac, they both have a lot of gank potential if they get from the right angle. I mean, Jarvan does have the lockdown with the ult. Although Tristana is able to jump out, the Gnar is able to jump out.
In fact, everyone but Nami.
Everyone but Nami, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but then the Zac also, the gank, I think, the gank capability from Zac with an ult is a little bit stronger than Jarvan's. Although
ganking with his ult.
Yes.
No, he ganks with the slingshot.
I know.
Okay.
With
You mean the follow-up?
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't think it's not going to give the same lockdown potential as a Thresh Jarvan combo, for instance.
Okay, and going top lane, I think we're running a little bit out of time, so I'll do it quickly. I think Gnar has an edge against Malphite. Malphite has the shield, but if Gnar keeps the rats up, his passive can't proc, and Gnar can start getting some really legitimate damage down to Malphite if he's not careful. Likewise, on the other hand, Malphite, if he just spams Qs and starts Flask, he can do a lot of damage to Gnar, but I'm not quite sure if you really want to come to the lane that aggressive. And to talk about mid lane, it's Poke Wars with a vengeance. Victor versus Azir. Victor has the early mid-game lead, and once Azir starts getting online, I think it goes again towards the late game in his favor. So we've got a very mid-game focused team versus a very late-game focused team. Generally, it comes into how well the team gets into the late game to how well they can do. Who do you think is going to win here? Do you think enemy killing spree is going to manage to get to the late game, or do you think Reversal Crit's just going to stop them and stomp them in the first 30 minutes?
I mean, I haven't actually spectated any of enemy killing spree's games, so it's difficult to say as I don't know the team's dynamics. Although, having seen Reversal Crit a few times now, they are very, very strong. Their bot lane tends to kind of stomp early and then rotate and they have amazing rotates. The guys rotate so fast. I mean, my team had a hard time against them. They really beat us down, and the rotates were incredible. So I think if Enemy Killing Spree can keep up with the rotates and stay on par with that, then we're going to have a really, really interesting match.
Okay, cool. And if we're just looking here, going off portraits, we've got 3 golds, 1 silver and unranked versus 2 silvers, a plat and a gold and an unranked. So it is going to be quite interesting to see what happens here. So now, just as a reminder to my colleague, we're just going to run off with directed camera for now. If there is something that's very interesting happening on the screen, I will jump across to it. But for the most part, we're just going to leave it on directed camera just so we're all on the same page.
I'm hearing the sounds, but I'm not. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there's a bit of a load lag with how this works for some reason. As you can see, the timer reset from like 9:30 to 10 seconds. So, yeah. And if we look here, it looks like everything is recording correctly, so that's always good. And yeah, we've got the game starting. Do they do early invades? I see a ping coming, aggressive ping coming down for Enemy Killing Spree in just above the Gromp. And likewise, we've got ReVersal Crit running across the map.
I'm just a few seconds behind you. We had ReVersal Crit in their first match. They did an invade onto. They played red side and they invaded on the blue side's red buff. So it looks like both teams are going for an invade here.
Okay. Yeah, it does look like it. It also looks like they're going to come up empty. So we'll just have to see what happens here. But yeah, they're waiting for the timer. We've got... yeah, this is a swing and a miss from both teams. However, there is the opportunity of catching our people on the way back. Jarvan does start red buff out of matter of preference, and Zach, I think, doesn't care. So there's not really much lost time happening here. The only downside is Malphite might have to TP.
Arachne, I do seem to be a few seconds behind you, hey?
Okay. I'm on 130 now.
Me too. Okay.
Like when I said now, it changed.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're perfectly synced. So yeah, we've got some trinket warding coming down here. If we look here, everyone bought a yellow trinket, and we've got some deep warding going down. Blue team, ReVersal Crit did not ward the enemy jungle. But here we've got Malphite coming around. He's going to be caught out. Do they see him? They do see him now. Are they going for him? They are not. Okay, so that is a very big mess up. But they are going to take the blue buff, and we'll have to see how Jarvan responds to that. Generally, he should go up and take Enemy Killing Spree's blue. Sorry, the pauses are because I'm not quite sure. We've got a lane swap coming in. We've actually got a very high level strat coming in from Enemy Killing Spree, where they are keeping the top laner with the jungler just to leech some experience while we have the lane swap coming in. I think Nami versus Malphite is a pure farm lane unless Tristana manages to get some decent harass down just to stop the passive coming up. That said, normal lanes for ReVersal Crit.
I think the strat is very interesting to see. We haven't seen that yet. But it is a little dangerous in my opinion to leave a ADC free farming, which is currently what's happening down in bot lane.
Well, this is how the LCS do it. You have your top laners actually up top here. Now what you do is you actually just deny the enemy top laner farm, so there's no point in doing it. The trick is to... Now this is not something I'm very experienced with. I tried to avoid it myself. Okay, we've got Thresh coming through to help with the blue buff, and he is going to not get any experience there. He is level 2, however. He's going mid lane to try and get a gang on the Azir, so it's going to be quite interesting to see if that comes off. On the other hand, we've got the Enemy Killing Spree collapsing on the top tower, which is what you should be doing. They are trying to take that down as quickly as possible, and then they can send the bot laners bot with an extra 250 gold. If we look at the CS there, Tristana is not too far behind the Kalista. Thresh was mid lane, and for some reason my directed camera did not go into Azir, but Thresh got the worst of that, and he is running away quite low. We've got Jarvan. I'm just commentating off the minimap right now. We've got the Malphite overextending into the Nami, and Nara does manage to pick up the first blood there. I thought Tristana might get it, but Zac wasted his passive for that tower and first blood, which is great. However, we've got Thresh coming in, but he's not going to be able to do much as long as they do not proc the tower, which they have done, but Thresh is still quite low. So this does look like a very good start for enemy killing spree.
It's quite interesting to see that they did manage to get the first tower before 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, this is, as I was saying, it's a very hyper-aggressive, like, you have to get the tower because, if I don't know why this directed camera is not actually focusing anything other way top lane, but if you look at bot lane there, and I have deselected it, the tower is on half health, so now Gnar can go bot if he wants to. He does have TP up, he does. It'll be interesting to see if he does go there. He did get first blood, so he should have some nice items coming up. He picked up a Kindle gem, which is quite good for Gnar. And we see him now TPing down bot lane to try and get some creep experience and just leech the experience more than farm. Yeah, I mean, do you have anything to add, Luna?
The first thing as a support main I do notice is I'm not seeing an overwhelming amount of wards by red. It might be because a lot of them just rotated right now and the support has kind of been top lane the whole time as well. So I always find vision to be quite a keen thing in terms of rotates.
No, that is a very good point. And just as a counterpoint, this is something that actually does happen a lot in the silver and gold levels, and it's something that if you think about it, it's not too big of a problem, but you only actually need vision. Oh, we've got a hook landing on the Thresh. I don't know if that was the right place to go in. Nami's bubble does miss. Gnar is following up onto the Thresh. He's going to have his boomerang up against too. No, he has a boulder toss. He did transform, and I think there was a bit of a unlucky moment there, because if he had kept the transformation just back a little bit, he might have been able to catch the Thresh. And obviously I mean by rage, not by actually casting the spell, because I know he transforms. But just to go back to the support thing, wards are only good if you don't know where the other team is. If you know where the other team is, you don't actually need to ward. So they had a very good idea of where the Malphite was. They had a very good idea of where the Thresh was, because he was just seen mid. He got away very low, so they weren't too worried about him. And even when he came in, he didn't really do much. And they knew Jarvan should be taking the blue buff. Obviously they didn't know for sure he was doing it, but they know knew he should be taking it, and especially if his Thresh came through from mid lane, they could have guessed that. Now, obviously this is maybe giving them more credit than they do, but then again, maybe they did know this. So by doing all that, they knew where the Jarvan was, they knew where the... Well, sorry, I lied. They knew where the Thresh was, they had a very good idea where the Jarvan was, so they could go for one top and get the tower and the kill.
Oh shame, the Nami's having a hard time landing those bubbles against a very jumpy Kalista. I've played that matchup before, it's frustrating, it's difficult. The Kalista jumps are so unpredictable.
But at the same time, it's also not about landing the bubble, it's about sending a message. It's saying it's like Blitzcrank. If you're a Blitzcrank and you land one good hook and you miss the next three, they're still like, he could land it. Oh, the bubble landed. There we go. But now Thresh is out of position. Not Thresh, Kalista's out of position for the follow-up. However, Kalista is going into the Tristana. There's the exhaust coming down as I was talking about. Tristana is turning around back onto the Kalista, and we've got the Thresh Lantern ignored, while the Nami bubble does miss there. I think that one is a bit ambitious. We've got Zac coming in for the bot lane for a gang. He's going to land on the Kalista, who is going to go down. Nope. Malphite actually came in there. He did not TP, and he walked in the lane. I missed that, my bad. Kalista managed to survive with a heal. However, another bubble comes in from Nami. I think the message is well received right now. Sadly, we missed the Malphite coming in. It was a really good gang from him. However, I do think he could have done more. Zac was just in a great position to just provide a little bit more tanky and disengage and slow from, I think it's his, what's it, it's Elastic Stretching Strike. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with Zac. But yeah, carrying on, we've got Gnar hunting down Jarvan. Jarvan is he is no longer a level ahead. He was, I see he's 5 and so is Zac right now, but Zac was 4 in the lane. Yeah, and if we just look at the gold lead, I think ReVersal Crit is gaining back a little bit in the gold. If we look at the CS, there's quite a big difference in the CS between the junglers and the mid laners. However, not anything noticeable or relevant really in the other lanes.
Oh, that is a very, very, very low Zac there.
Yeah, that was.
Luckily, Azir came in just in time to pick up the blue.
I do think his passive is up though. Okay, we've got Gnar coming up into Mega Gnar right now, and we'll have to see what happens here. If we look at the mid laners, they haven't gone back yet. They're still based both on their Doran's ring and Power Rod. What is this called? Hextech prototype hex core. And yeah. Now, just going back to the lane swap, one of the things that the blue side can do in a lane swap like what Killing Spree did is to rush down the dragon with 3 or 4 people. And you get the early dragon and you trade it for the tower, or you trade tower for tower. So it's very much a case of you have to be able to be familiar with it, otherwise you're in trouble. And we've got Jarvan coming down here. He has reached 6. No, yes, he has reached 6. He's got Cataclysm up. He is setting up for a gang, and the client has decided Malphite versus Nara is better. I think I might just go bot lane. No, Tristana and Nami are running away, so I'll just stay here on the Nara. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening with this directed camera. Normally it's a little bit better. Bot tower is going down about 5 minutes later for reversal crit. They are doing that, and as you can see, the gold is now pretty much equalized, which means that essentially reversal crit is out farming enemy Killing Spree quite hard.
Are we let's check quickly how. Now, like I said, the first match we saw from Reversal Crit, the Victor had an absolute farming storm, and it looks like it's going to happen in this match as well. He's already leading the Azir by 15. So we're going to see if he manages to keep that up. I think now it's a waiting war.
Yeah, we've got Drake going down for the blue team. Zac being caught out. He is going to go down there. I'm pretty sure there's little chance of him getting out there. It was a bit ambitious for him to try and slingshot in, but such is life, and reversal crit is taking the lead. Got the jungler, got the dragon, and got the vision.
And a tasty buff from Kalista.
Yeah, but something to actually be mentioned here is Killing Spree still has a late game team. The hook just going a little bit wide. I also think it was a little bit short to catch the Azir there, but we'll see what happens here. It looks like mid tower is the next big fight area. Got Kalista's race going down. It's going to pick up the Tristana there. Tristana kills it off there. But if we look at ultis, the entire reversal crits ulti line is up except for Thresh's box. And if we look on reversal crit, it's likewise with Zac. Likewise for them, and Zac's down. It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens here. And if we look at the gold, it has gone into reversal crit's favor right now. Victor has been caught, and no follow-up. He is going to land a bit of a poke. Victor has not gone back yet. Azir likewise has not gone back yet. It's quite late. I mean, 12 minutes. You normally go back around your second buff, so I suppose it's not too bad. But I do think that they're sticking around a little bit too late to, especially Victor, to not take full advantage of his team's mid-game prowess.
No, I did see the Azir go back now, which means if Victor doesn't go back before Azir reaches back to the lane, he is going to have a difficult time in terms of keeping up. Oh, there he goes now. Yeah,
there he goes now. Azir does have a little bit of advantage there. He has picked up his Nash's Tooth. Victor's probably going... Let's see what he has here. He's
upgraded his...
Yeah, he's upgraded his rod twice, if I'm not mistaken. MK2. Is that the first one or the second one? I'll actually have to check his... Yeah, no, it is twice, from what I can understand there. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's the best use of gold right now. Victor's Hex Core was nerfed in a few patches ago. Not recently, but a few patches ago, so I'll bow to his wisdom as a Victor player. But I did get the impression that the Hex Core was not a good pickup in the early game anymore. Not as strong. So we'll have to see how that pays out for him. Yeah, we've got Nami going for an early Aegis by the looks of things, picking up a Null Mantle Cloak. Looking at the items here, we've got Jarvan looking like he's going for... he's already got his Cinder Hulk, and he's going to be going for a Randuin's probably, or maybe a Frozen Heart. Both are fairly good against Tristana. If we look at Zac, he has not yet completed his Frozen Heart. Azir's laying the hurt down on Victor there with some wonderful Sand Soldiers and... Forgive me.
Victor just picks
Conquering
up the
Sands.
blue buff from Jarvan.
And Victor just got a blue buff. Azir is landing some really good harass. No ignite from both of them, so there's not going to be any crazy all-ins and hoping. Victor's got barrier and Azir's got heal. If we just look around, it looks very passive right now in terms of the gameplay. Though we do have an attempted gang coming in on mid lane. We do have Zac sitting there, but red side does have good wards now. Showing that when it counts, they can have some at least. This Pink's ward is not long for this world. However, we've got Azir going for the Zac. Thresh did flash hook for the Nami. Nami should ulti straight away, and she does flash away. We've got the Gnar ulti coming in. Zac has knocked everyone out of the Jarvan ulti. Jarvan goes down to the Azir. Zac's passive has not up yet. He goes down to Thresh. We've got Gnar coming in, trying to do as much damage as he can here. Azir's going to go down. Thresh is very low. Gnar is going down as well. Tristana went down somewhere in that fight. So I missed that, sorry.
We had a beautiful Victor ult onto the...
Oh, yeah, I actually missed...
red team.
Missed the Victor ult there. There was a very good disengage from Nami. I think Gnar is going a little bit too damage heavy. He wasn't quite tanky enough. He's going Black Cleaver first, I see, which is a bit of a problem. He wasn't actually being the tanky front line, and this comes into the, you must be, they want to get to a different stage in the game. Zac was behind. He didn't have his Cinder Hulk up. That's quite a big chunk of damage missing from the fight at these low levels. And Malphite and Jarvan and Victor just landed these amazing follow-up ultis. Zac's slingshot coming in, and he's stretching. Stretching strike or something coming in. I have a blue team ReVersal crit. Looks like they're going to be going back and maybe missing out on the dragon timing. We'll have to see what happens there. I do think that team fight there did favor enemy killing spree in terms of positioning and how their ultis all work. But Thresh did a very, very aggressive flash hook, which I'm not entirely sure was the correct play. I think he could have just hooked. But either way, he did a very aggressive flash hook, caught the Nami, who had to disengage, and maybe left a little bit too late before she flashed ultied out, leading up into a Jarvan ulti onto 2 or 3 people. Nami barely getting away, Gnar coming in, TPing in, not being quite aware that there was everyone running down there. I think I didn't actually keep an eye on what he was doing, but he should have been rotating down as quickly as possible. But if we look here, we've got enemy killing spree setting up for Dragon. However, they are spotted out by that wall ward. But again, looking at the gold difference, it's not actually as big as you think as it could be, especially considering the differences in the team comps. It's only 2,000 gold at the moment.
But in this stage of the game, it's really not a big difference. It can be caught up and overtaken so easily.
Yeah, just looking at items right now, Kalista has completed her Blade of the Rune King, which is a big item. Thresh has got the Targon's Brace. He doesn't actually have anything really there. Nami is going Chalice right now, probably going to go into I've just gone blank on the Chalice support item.
The Mikhail's one.
Mikhail's Crucible, thank you very much. However, personally as an army main, I actually like Athene's Unholy Grail. I know it's a bit ambitious, but it just helps with the mana regen a little bit more in my opinion. I just find Mikhail's Crucible a little bit too low, but that's just my playstyle of Nami. And we've got a wonderful sweeper ward there picking up 2 wards. We have very aggressive posturing from both teams right now, but I think the warding goes in favor of red team.
Yeah, red team seems to be the only team that has a ward on Drake.
Yeah, and they have spotted ReVersal crit moving down. Thresh is killing his own ward, but if you look there, they've got the wall ward back over there. Now, it's a great ward for when you're trying to scout out the team, but it's not a great ward in general. They are keeping a good eye on everyone now, and Malphite does have the option of jumping over the wall with an ulti. However, ultis are up for everyone right now, and it could be quite interesting if Tristana decides to engage with her ulti. It is one of the uses. It scatters the team, and then you can follow up with your Zac and your Gnar and your Azir, but Gnar is quite a ways away from Mega Gnar right now.
That was a very, very dangerous into
Zac has been caught. Here comes the Nami disengaged. Zac has lost all his health. Kalista Passage is shredding him. We've got Azir coming in. Gnar is going down again, not very tanky. He hasn't completed any other items. Kalista is going to clean up, get the Nami as well. Kalista passive just too strong. She is trying to catch up onto the Azir. She is going to flash for that. Azir is going to flash. Tristana is going to try to turn away. And I think, again, generally, the teams aren't. They're thinking I'm a tanky character, but you don't have Black Cleaver yet. You're not tanky. You don't have like, I mean, you've got armor, but I mean you're taking percentage damage from Kalista and Thresh. Victor is massive magic damage, especially at this stage of the game. You don't have that tankiness that HP gives you. So I think I've gone blank on the red team's name. Killing spree? Something
Killing spree.
Enemy killing spree is just overestimating their power right now and the strengths of the other team. But again, if we look at the items, Tristana's getting some good items. She has got an Infinity Edge. Jarvan has got Ninja Tabi boots. He has not gone anything.
Look at Nami there, but it's not getting followed up.
He has not got followed up into the armor item I thought he would. Zac, on the other hand, is looking like he's going to be ending up with the randoms, double cloth armor. I'm not quite sure what else he could be doing, but I know there are a couple of armor items these days that he could be doing. I just don't see Zac building Frozen Heart. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's now a 6k gold lead, which is substantial. It is 2 dragons, which is relevant. The third one, I think, is actually the strongest Drake. So if enemy killing spree gives that up as well, I think they're in for a very hard time to stay in the game. Otherwise, it's 1 tower down for ReVersal crit versus 2 down for enemy killing spree. And if we look at the items or the farm, Tristana and Kalista are staying relatively even in CS, but again, Kallista's got more kills and assists. Victor is stomping Azir in kills, assists, and CS. Well, fine, not kills. Thresh is doing a little bit of a better job than Nami, however Nami is trying her best to stay alive, and Zac is being caught out of position quite hard, quite often in my opinion.
Okay, well,
and there we go, another hook onto the Zac, but again it's the tank. He is actually a little bit tankier now, and they're a little bit scared to go on him. We've got a flash hook from Thresh again, we've got Azir coming up. Azir is instantly popped by Jarvan and the Victor ultimate. Catalysm keeping everyone in. We do have Gnar going down again. Tristana picked up the Thresh. We've got Malphite coming down. Nami is very low. But Thresh again with that very aggressive ulti. Azir's tower was just a little bit too late. It was a very quick reaction time, but again, just a little bit too late. And by getting that close, he enabled the Cataclysm into Chaos Storm to just pick him apart. And here's that 30 minute pressure window I was talking about in Champion Select, and ReVersal crit is really, really laying down the pain.
This is the thing I talked about, is as soon as their bot lane seems to get that first tower down, they really do rotate and start taking down the rest of the towers in other lanes as well. I do suspect that they're going to do a rotate top now, take down that tower as well. That's what they did in the previous few matches. So as soon as they take one, they start pushing down the rest as well.
Okay, well, it didn't quite play out as you were talking about. Their bot lane didn't actually win. They got a lot of help there to actually draw, in my opinion. They didn't really come out ahead at all. It was Zac being caught out of position of dragon and giving away that drag. Well, not so much giving away the dragon, he couldn't do much about the dragon, but dying there for no gain, and the rest of the team not following up on that. And again, Zac not having the farm to contest the Jarvan. He didn't have Cinderhulk versus a Cinderhulk Jarvan in the blue buff fight, and he didn't have the HP to stick around and fight there. Gnar went very aggressive. He also didn't have the HP to stick around and fight there, and they both tried to sort of like pseudo tank. Do I go in? Don't I go in? And it didn't work out for them. And just on your comment on rotating to top lane, you always want to work for the safest towers, the safest objective you can. I'm just talking about in general now. And if we look at what ReVersal crit had left, well, bot tower was taken, mid towers were taken, and top tower had a creep wave there, so why not? So they just went up there and took it. There was very little enemy killing spree could do it, especially 9,000 gold behind. So yeah, ReVersal crit's playing very smart. I do think that if this starts getting to about 35, maybe 40 minutes, it is going to start favoring enemy killing spree. If they can just stay within 10,000 gold, I think they'll have a bit of a chance, but it's an outside hope right now. Kaka.
I'm sorry, I'm checking if someone's gonna try and pick off that Zac again. Took a very adventurous run through river there.
Yeah, well, we've got 90 seconds till Drake. We do not have red team with wards up right now. But if we look at both sides, we've got ReVersal crit with 2 upgraded yellow trinkets, and we've got the same for enemy killing spree. Enemy killing spree's bottom tower, second tower is going down. It is going to be a push to the inhibitor. enemy killing spree is rotating very slowly. They're going to try to pick up the Malphite. Did Nara just cancel his TP? No, he stopped his recall, but that inhibitor is not going to make it. We've got the Malphite ulti and Unstoppable Force stopping the recalls. No stopping that. And Tristana's Buster Shot knocking it away. Victor coming in to clean up, but that inhibitor is going down. I won't quite say they were caught between a rock and a hard place, but they really thought it was rock candy instead of just a rock.
What a clever play on West. Seems like we're setting up for another team fight. A nice ult by Imperium slowing people down so that Richie can catch up.
Yeah, now with all the staggered recalls and Azir for some reason in top lane, as you can see the blue ping going down there, ReVersal Crit just pushed up the lane. They were all there. They could collapse in from them from both sides. Enemy killing spree was pulled every which way by the Malphite stopping some recalls, Nara running up out the way, Malphite being a tank, Victor on the one side, Callista and Jarvan on the other with Thresh, and it was very much a case of there was not much they could do there. I didn't miss the team fight, so I can't comment on it too much. I was more patting myself. I was more thinking of the pun. I'm not yet freak, but I'm trying. But it is going to be a free Baron for enemy killing spree right now, and I don't think there's much. Sorry, not for enemy killing spree, for ReVersal Crit, and I don't think there's much enemy killing spree can do.
They also don't have vision on that, so they can't time his steal, and Zac doesn't look like he's going for it. He seems to be just clearing out the jungle.
Yeah. Now this is something that is actually relevant. Enemy killing spree knows that Dragon is still up, and they are not taking it, and that is a big problem. Now it is 14k gold down, but with Baron timer going down and knowing that they were fairly low, I think they should have maybe risked it just to have a chance of staying in this game, because if that Baron goes down, they are not running away ever again. The third Dragon gives extra move speed. I think it's, let's test my memory, 5%? 5% move speed, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now if we look there at 7 turrets to 2, and 3 dragons to 0, and a Baron and 15,000 gold, and a 707 hard carry Victor. And a 2-13 support Callista. We've got a Azir going down to a Victor solo. Nara's coming around with Mega Nara. It's about to wear off. And it's all about picking your fights and just being in the way. Like picking your fights and doing it smart. And I don't think that ReVersal Crit's allowing enemy killing spree to get the team fight they want. They're playing scared of Nara when he's Mega Nara. Well, now they don't care. They're picking up the Zac, who's one of your main engages. And if we look here, this is going to be quite a quick game, 30 minutes. I don't even know if we'll make 30 minutes. No, we've got ReVersal Crit just going top tower, leaving the Baron empowered super minions just to say hi. We've got double super minions in the bot lane, so there's not much that enemy killing spree can do to save the top lane. I'd be very surprised if they could do anything to save the tower, considering Victor's ulti might just be up when the next team fight starts. We've got Callista bringing the creep wave. Nara's TPing top.
It's a very, very bold move.
He does have Mega Nara. That is why he was going to try. He's trying to set up that fight, as I was saying. But if we look at the items here, we've got very few completed items. We've got Nara's health just lost a third, almost a third, to a Victor laser.
Nara has no magic resistance. He's got messed down by Victor.
Well, he's got a Spectre Skull right now. Oh, sorry, that's Zac. You're right. He has no magic resist. Nara going for Ninja Tavi, which is quite strange. I think you'd want Mercurial against a team like this, just for the extra resistance to the poke. But that is how it happens. Zac is about to go down. Nara's been caught by a hook. Death sentence indeed. Nami's ulti coming in. Tidal Wave not doing much. Malphite and the Jarvan Wombo comboing. I don't even know who it was. Azir. Thresh picks up the kill. Victor gets the Nami. Malphite gets the Zac. Everyone's getting something. Top tower's going down. That is going to be a triple inhibitor, and there's not much going to be stopping them because, well, they're all dead. And we've got 90 seconds to my 30-minute prediction, so I'm a little bit slow. Maybe they can slow it down for me, but I somehow doubt it. And it looks like ReVersal Crit is going to be the Futterwacken #1 LoL tournament champion and getting that Triumphant Rise skin. If they make it to 29 minutes, I can claim the 30th minute, which I'll do. They're going on to the Gnar. Thresh is all inning. He's going to go down to the tower. Jarvan's going to go down to the tower. Good kill from Nami. Nami does pick up the Malphite as well, and it does go down just before the 30th minute. 28:52, and that is the game.
Well, just a big congratulations to ReVersal Crit, and a big thank you to both teams for participating in the tournament. You guys did really well this far. And we'll be seeing you guys hopefully in future tournaments that we host.
And a note to anyone watching this, to not let Suka get Victor. 11.08. Likewise, shout out to Nami, best score on enemy killing spree. 234, supports represent. Kalista, funny enough, Kalista didn't actually do as much as I thought she would. Well, actually I lie. Kalista did as much as I thought she would, which wasn't much. She did a lot of damage. I'm sure if we go to the enemy skill screen, we'll see lots of damage done by her, but if we look at actually finishing, she didn't quite do enough. And I'm exiting the game now. I don't think there's really much to say. Enemy killing spree just couldn't really complete items, and you saw that just being relevant and more relevant as the game went on, especially at that blue fight and after their reversal crit was really allowed to snowball. Enemy killing spree wasn't aware of when and how they wanted to be picking fights. Well, yeah, that's me done. Anything you want to add, Luna?
No, I just once again want to congratulate ReVersal Crit on their win, and on Enemy Killing Spree, thank you for being such good sports and participating in the tournament as well. We'll hope to see both of you guys in the future again.
Yeah, and wow, this damage chart. Victor got more than double the next closest, who was Azir, and then if we look there, Kalista actually didn't do that much. It was just the mid laner carrying. And for those who are interested, the fact that Frozen Heart and Randuin's, and if we look there, everyone kind of picked up. We've got Jarvan going Frozen Heart, next item after the back Cleaver, and we've got Nar going for Randuin's by the looks of things. That is why people are saying it's the death of AD carries right now, just because it's a tank meta. We've got Malphite with a Frozen Heart and Sunfire Cape already. Without a Last Whisper, Tristana's doing nothing, and she didn't even get it after that, which I think was a bit of a mistake. You really have to prioritize what you want to do, and Last Whisper is just something you really need at the moment. But again, like, you have to get your build, you have to get attack speed, especially because there's a Frozen Heart, so that's why people are against AD carries right now. But again, I've kind of gone on a bit much on this, and I should probably stop the stream. And thank you very much to Mad Hatter Clan. I'm a part of it. I'm a Mad Arachne. And for hosting this tournament, it was great fun to cast. Luna, are you part of Mad? I'm a horrible clan member.
You're a horrible clan member since I'm one of the admins.
Yeah. I deal with Afro. Only the best for me. Okay. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
And cheers, everyone.